Good morning. Welcome. We're excited that you're all here and can enjoy this occasion. My name is Cece Dicus. I am the Associate Dean for the St. Thomas University School of Law. We welcome you to the graduating class of 2017 as we welcome, yay! As we welcome the academic procession, let me explain some of our customs and traditions for our ceremony. The graduates will enter through the auditorium, followed by the mace, which is carried by the law faculty member with the most seniority. The graduates and all participants in the ceremony are clothed in academic caps and gowns. Persons with graduate degrees also have hoods. Each graduate-level college degree has a distinctive hood. The colors of the hood have special significance. A black shell is silk-lined with the color of the institution conferring the degree. For St. Thomas School of Law, the colors are blue and white. The hood is then bordered with a velvet of color signifying the field of learning and for the degree to which it pertains. With the law degree, the color purple designates that status. The graduates will receive their hoods as part of today's ceremony. Students who are displaying gold medallions are graduating with honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. These medallions are given to students who have achieved academic excellence. Some students are wearing cords of various colors. Each different colored cord represents the student's participation in a student organization. The students are followed in by members of the law faculty and administration. Following the faculty are members of the platform committee, comprised of the president of the university provost, the law school deans, and members of the university and law school board of advisors. If everybody would stand. I present to you the Dean of St. Thomas School of Law, Alfredo Garcia.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us this special day. I ask you to stand for the national anthem sung by St. Thomas Law student Maria Ascension, to be followed by the invocation by Father Jean Joseph.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us take out a moment of silence. As St. Thomas of Villanova, the patron of this university, has written, I will love you, Lord, in every way, and without setting limits to my love. You set no limits to what you have done for me, and you have never measured out your gifts. I will not measure out my love, for I will love you, Lord, with all my strength, with all my power, as much as I am able to. In you, O Lord, have I hoped. Amen.
Please be seated. Graduates, you have achieved your dream and arrived at the end of your short 3-year journey. Congratulations. Today is a special day, not only for you, but for your families, your spouses, your siblings, your friends, and your significant others who made it possible for you to finish this journey. Let's acknowledge them by giving them a big round of applause. I also want to acknowledge our wonderful faculty who served as your mentors and teachers for the past 3 years. What advice do I have for you today? Never forget your roots and follow your hearts and your values. Most important, remember 4 letters, I-P-E-C, IPEC, I-P-E-C. When you're honing your craft, they will guide you in every case and situation you confront in this wonderful profession. What do the letters stand for? I, integrity. Integrity is the foundation of the profession. Your word must be your bond. You must strive to earn your reputation as a lawyer. Freudian slip. I'm suffering from a cold, so excuse me. Whose character is unquestioned seriously every day. You can lose that reputation in a second. Second, you have to persevere regardless of the odds when representing your client. The best lawyers work harder, prepare more diligently than their opponents, and do so with a sense of duty and purpose. Despite obstacles thrown in their path, they have the courage to defy the odds. Also, the best lawyers not only persevere, but strive for excellence in every facet of their profession, from case preparation to how they behave in the courtroom or in the office. Finally, and most important, lawyers should be compassionate by providing services for those not fortunate enough to afford legal representation. The intrinsic value of giving back far outweighs the extrinsic value of large fees. So as the legal giant Chesterfield Smith, who was instrumental in the founding of a law school, used to say, "Go out there and do good." I am now proud to introduce the president of St. Thomas University School of Law, Reverend Monsignor Franklin Casal.
Thank you, Dean Garcia. Dean Garcia thanked everyone, his colleagues in the law school, but I'd like to thank him. Obviously, being dean of a law school takes a lot out of you, including your voice, and sometimes the difference between the ability to understand the difference between law and a lie. But he's one great lawyer himself. Thank you, Dean. For St. Thomas University, today is about the best day of the year. For our graduates, it's probably the best day since you began your journey 3 years ago to study law. We celebrate success today, our university's success as an institution of higher learning, and your success as students. Today, we honor you, our law school graduates, and I thank and salute Judge Richard J. Suarez, our distinguished speakers. I extend the best wishes of our sponsor of the university, Archbishop Thomas Wensky, who at this very moment is ordaining young men to the priesthood in the cathedral in Miami. Once again, I thank Dean Garcia. I salute the parents, relatives, and friends who have supported you on your way in what is often a very stress-filled path through the study of law, but I'm sure you will agree it was well worth it. Happily, with the pomp and celebration, we send you on your way today to become leaders for life, great practitioners of the law. Congratulations, make us proud, and God bless you.
Good morning. Good morning. As Provost of St. Thomas University, I now declare this academic convocation open. At this time, I ask that you extend a warm welcome to the members of the platform party. I ask the distinguished members of our Board of Trustees and Law School Board of Advisors here today to stand and be recognized. I ask the university administration and faculty in our platform party and sitting in the chairs in front of me to please stand up and be recognized. Nothing happens here without them. I would like to now ask this year's law school speaker, Jessica Bidron, to come up to the lectern.
Hello. Monsignor Casal, Provost Becerra, Dean Garcia, Judge Suarez, members of our Board of Trustees and the Law School Board of Advisors, our faculty and staff, family and friends, and my fellow classmates. Good morning. We appreciate everyone coming here so early on a Saturday, but like the great Professor Amy Ronner always says, the law is an early morning business. I am honored to be able to say a few words to you today. What a journey that this has been. For the past 3 years, we have made sacrifices to achieve this goal. Personal relationships, family commitments, and more often than not, our own peace of mind. It is important to take some time now and dismantle, to spend time with our families, reconnect with our friends, re-engage in what motivates and inspires us. There is hard work ahead in preparing for the bar exam, but the threat of burnout is real. Graduating from law school is a major life change, and I believe more is gained in taking a few days to ourselves to process this change and transition into the next step of our lives. I am honored to have been with my fellow classmates from this wonderful and oftentimes overwhelming journey. When I think about our first year in law school, when we were grouped together in sections, where we spent all day, every class, every final, every moment with the same people, it was like grade school. I remember struggling with the material for hours. Reading one case could take all afternoon, and to remember or understand that one case could take days or weeks, and oftentimes it took right up until before the final. During that process, we stressed together, we cried together, we learned from each other, we figured out who had the best outlines. We would hold each other up when somebody was struggling. We became family, with all the loving dysfunction of a real one. Eventually, as time goes on, our skills became more refined. We got faster and stronger and better. And the case that took all afternoon only takes a few minutes to read and understand. Crying together turned into happy hours and dinners and parking lot parties and building lifelong friendships and memories. This experience has been everything but a straight path. Although we achieve great things, we fail plenty along the way. It isn't when we do well, or when we know the answer, or when it comes naturally to us that we are at our best. It is when we didn't get a desirable grade in a class, and we admit to ourselves that we could have studied more. It is when we don't make the law journal of our choice, so we just work harder and try again. It is when we acknowledge that we should have been more courteous or professional, and we commit to doing it better next time. We came to this school with the instinct to advocate, but we needed to distill that passion and fine-tune that skill to be a lawyer, a member of a learned and prestigious profession. At St. Thomas University School of Law, we become a leader not only in the law, but also in ethics, professionalism, and service. After we pass the bar exam, and I know that we will, we will be trusted to serve our community. And the law always has an opportunity to be the great equalizer for disenfranchised and impoverished communities. However, as Anatole France recognized, the law, in its majestic equality, forbids the rich as well as the poor to sleep under bridges, to beg in the streets, and to steal bread. We have an obligation to work to shape the law and the art of the practice in a direction that promotes equal justice and where right prevails over might. We have that obligation because we are members of a small group that can and are trusted to do so. No matter where our career path leads us, we should always promote our practice, by acting with the highest level of professionalism, by involving ourselves in our communities, to seek pro bono cases and help those who need it most, and to promote justice, real justice for everyone. Law school was a test of ourselves and our strength, and the bar exam is a test of equal measure. But perhaps the greatest test is the practice of law ahead. How meaningful our careers can be when we acknowledge our best moments and improve from our worst, when we welcome a challenge, when we do what's right, when we accept a helping hand from our St. Thomas family. Congratulations, 2017. We did it.
Thank you, Jessica, for that wonderful speech. St. Thomas University School of Law is proud of its tradition of giving back to the community. We just don't talk the talk, we walk the walk. Our students, both in formalized pro bono programs and in many other ways, provide services across a wide spectrum of the community. Providing service in this way gives all of our students insight into the power and responsibility that comes with becoming a lawyer. This graduating class of 2017 provided over 15,000 hours of free legal services and other services in our pro bono program. Each year, we recognize one graduate with exemplary service. This year, we present our pro bono certificate of recognition to Jeremy Solorzano. Mr. Solorzano completed more than 865 legal pro bono hours, which were completed at the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida, the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, and the Securities and Exchange Commission. I ask Mr. Solorzano to come forward to receive his plaque. It is now my honor and pleasure to present to you this year's commencement speaker, Chief Judge Richard Suarez of the 3rd District Court of Appeals. He has a distinguished career, having graduated cum laude and being a presidential scholar at the University of Miami. He subsequently received a Master of Music at the University of Miami and graduated cum laude from the University of Miami School of Law. He went on to a distinguished legal career in which he practiced at 2 law firms, including his own law firm, until he was appointed to the bench, county court bench, and subsequently to the 3rd District Court of Appeal by then Governor Jeb Bush. He is involved not only in the court, but in the community, giving back, for example, to such organizations as Ronald McDonald House. This brief introduction does not really do him service in terms of all of his many accomplishments, both to the bench, the bar, and the community. And by the way, I must add a personal note. He happened to have attended law school at the same time my lovely wife did. And I didn't find that out until recently. He is a wonderful human being, an exemplar for all of you. I now present to you Chief Judge Richard Suarez.
I think after that introduction, I should probably just sit down and keep my mouth shut. Dean Garcia, thank you. Monsignor Casal, Provost Becerro, members of the Board of Trustees, good morning faculty, graduates, trustees, alumni, friends, and family. I am truly honored to be here to share with each of you this first milestone in your legal careers. I know we are here to applaud each of you in this great accomplishment, your graduation from law school. The object of a commencement address is to inspire new graduates as they go out to face the real world, leaving academia. When I first started writing this speech, my hope was that what I would impart to you today would be so inspiring, 30 years from now, my words would still be ringing in your ears and guiding you in your legal path. So for my inspiration, I look back to my own law school graduation over 30 years ago. I won't tell you how much over 30 years ago. Our commencement speaker was Dean Soria Menshikov. Now, for those of you who do not know who Soria Menshikov was, she was one of the great legal scholars and educators of her generation. She was the first woman partner of a major Wall Street law firm. She was the first woman faculty member at Harvard Law, and along with her husband, developed and drafted the Uniform Commercial Code. Major corporations, as well as presidents, looked to her for legal guidance. Surely, I thought, I could use some of her address at my graduation and my address here today with you. Reflecting on her speech really helped me in writing this speech, mainly because I realized I didn't remember a word of what she said. And I didn't even remember the topic of her speech, which led me to the conclusion that 30 years from now, you're not going to remember everything I say here to you today. But hopefully, I hope that what I give you today, you may be able to take away with you to help you start in your legal careers. Over the years, I've been asked by many interns and law students, how did you get where you are? What is a formula for success in the legal world? From my career and from the career of many of my friends, I can give you two broad concepts. Number one, there's no set formula for success. Number two, as Henry David Thoreau said, success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. The first and most important thing I think you need to succeed is to love what you are doing. Whether you're a litigator, you're an appellate attorney, you do closings, you work in a bank, you do domestic relations, or you choose a field outside of the law, love it. Enjoy getting up each morning and take on each day with a passion, ready to face whatever comes your way. The next thing to do is set goals. Goals for the day and goals for the future. You've just accomplished your first goal, a major accomplishment, graduating from law school. Now set your next goal. Have a direction. Remember, there is no final goal. Once you accomplish one goal, head for the next. Once you set that goal, be ready to change it. I know that sounds a little strange, but as you proceed through your legal careers, you're going to be handed opportunities you never thought were going to come your way. Opportunities don't just knock on the door. They come because of your hard work and perseverance in the law. If you work hard and you persevere, these unexpected opportunities will come. These opportunities may make changes in your legal career, changes you did not anticipate, and you may want to or may not want to pursue them. Be ready to see these opportunities and changes for what they are. Follow your gut, and if it's right for you, pounce on it. If you choose not to pounce, that's perfectly all right. Whether you take that opportunity or not, never look back. Don't say what if. What ifs don't count. You have to keep going. As Dean Garcia said, always be prepared. Be willing, like in law school, to work whatever hours it takes to complete the job at hand. Probably the most important thing I can depart to you is not to limit yourselves. Be willing to go off that comfortable path and explore. The only thing that can limit you is yourself and your unwillingness to venture outside your comfort zone. It's tempting to search for comfort and to stay on that road. But one thing I've learned, you cannot play it safe. And it is scary when you go off of that road. There are no guarantees in life. Every once in a while, though, you have to take that risk. Every once in a while, you have to go off of that comfortable road and take a chance. By doing this, you will learn an awful lot about yourself. You may learn that you can do things you never thought you could do and accomplish things you never thought you could accomplish. And yes, truthfully, you run the risk of learning that you could not do it. But either way, you will pick up valuable lessons about yourself that you'll be able to use in the future. Next, as one of the speakers said, make perseverance your best friend. Keep pushing. Through each of the highs and each of the lows in your career, and believe me, there will be highs and there will be lows. Learn from both and forge ahead. Sometimes it's very difficult. If you stumble, if you fall, if you falter, you're allowed to be down. You're allowed to be upset about it, but only for a short period of time. Learn from it, forge ahead. You will get there, no matter the obstacles that are put in front of you. As Winston Churchill said about success and failure, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is courage to continue that counts. I've done many things in my career that took me off of the path I thought I was going to go and off of my comfort zone path. For 11 years, I was a litigator and appellate attorney in a major law firm. I was a partner. It was comfortable. I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to worry about overhead. I didn't have to worry about money coming in. All I had to do was do what I wanted to do, which was practice law. Then an opportunity came to join a law firm that was just forming. Scary as it was, I pounced and went with that firm. Opportunities came there that would have never come otherwise. I got to litigate around the United States with some of the best lawyers in the country. I got to do multi-district litigation in federal courts. And you talk about being scared is standing in front of a federal judge in Pennsylvania when you've been practicing for about 6 or 7 years, and there are 100 of the finest attorneys in the country sitting in the spectators listening to your argument. I got to take depositions everywhere throughout Europe and the United States, and I got to do appeals in both state and federal court. I was comfortable. Then an opportunity came to fill a vacancy in county court. I went out of my comfort zone and I took it. That opportunity had me learn so much about myself as well as the law. After a year, the opportunity came to join the Third District Court of Appeal, and I pounced again. If those ventures that I took off of my comfort zone and out of my comfort path had not been taken, I may not be in the Third District Court of Appeal today, and I may not be here in front of you. Please don't get me wrong. I want to emphasize one thing. There were many bumps in the road. There were many paths taken that were not right. But nothing is never smooth. That is where perseverance comes into play. As Teddy Roosevelt wrote, and I think is worthwhile repeating, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood and strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. One last bit of advice I would like to give you that concerns the law, but not totally. Life is short. Balance work with family and friends. Enjoy both and spend time with both. No, don't neglect one for the other. During one of my low points in my career, when I had taken a path which I found out I should not have taken, I was talking to a mentor of mine, and expected some very sage advice, and the advice was keep going. 2 days later, I got in the mail a poem which has served me and guided me throughout my life, and I hope it will serve and guide you. I'm not going to read the entire poem, but there's just a couple of stanzas that I think are really important to what we're doing here today. The poem is titled If, and it's by Rudyard Kipling. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man. In conclusion, which are always the favorite words of the audience when you're making a speech, I would like to thank St. Thomas University for allowing me to be here with each of you today. This is a momentous day, and I'm very proud to be here. We come once a year and do oral argument here at St. Thomas, and it's always a great joy. If you take one thing away today from my talk, remember, please, whatever path you take, love it. Love what you're doing. Enjoy getting up every morning to go to work. Learn something new every day about the law and about yourself. Don't be afraid to venture off that path, and don't be afraid to enjoy each and every problem and each and every success and each and every opportunity that comes your way. In other words, enjoy the ride. It will be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Suarez. I'm sure that we will remember your words 30 years from now, in particular our students as they continue their journey as leaders for life. Now comes the time that we have all been waiting for. Woo! The awarding of degrees. Degrees will be awarded in the order of Doctor of Law, Master of Laws, and then Juris Doctor degrees. Candidates will be hooded and then presented to the President of the University for the awarding of degrees. I first ask Professor Patty, Executive Director of our graduate program in Intercultural Human Rights, to the podium.
Good morning, everybody, and God's blessings onto our graduates, amazing graduates. I'm Professor Rosa Patti, Executive Director of the Graduate Program in Intercultural Human Rights. And now we'll be first recognizing the candidate receiving a Doctor of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights. The hooding will be made by Dean Alfredo Garcia and Professor Siegfried Wiesner, the founder and director of the graduate program in Intercultural Human Rights. Would the candidate for the Doctor of Laws please move forward? Marshall Bruce Lloyd, Doctor of the Science of Law in Intercultural Human Rights, cum laude. And now we recognize the candidates receiving a Master of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights. The candidates, please move forward. Thomas Wolde-Georgis, summa cum laude. Priscilla Nicolau, magna cum laude. Tomás Rendell, magna cum laude. Kitsa Paurus, cum laude. Maria Esperanza Neira Oreana, cum laude. Taija Hill. Nada Saud Al-Hossayan. Harold Bruce Malcolm, magna cum laude. Esra Ismail. Carmen Jimenez. Congratulations.
Good morning. Before we call up the JD candidates, I want to ask 3 members of the audience to please stand. There are honorary Grand Marshals this morning, members of the class of 1992 in the front row. Would they please stand to be recognized? And in 25 years, all of you can come back and do the same thing.
Good morning. I am John Hernandez, the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. We will now recognize the candidates for Juris Doctorate degrees. Putting these candidates are Dean Garcia and Associate Dean Dykes. Will the candidates for Juris Doctorate degrees please come forward? Antonio Dowles, cum laude, and a JD MBA in Sports Administration. Loani Seranova. Fernanda Seco Hipskin, cum laude. Kaelin Sabarit Moreha. Ana Esther Perez Dorrego, cum laude. Yahimia Morohong Fernandez. Norca Garcia, cum laude. Aris Neves Gonzalez. Danelia Perez. Edgar Gonzalez. Carolina Maria Nuche, summa cum laude. Alexandra Marie Kumisian. Carolina de Lourdes Hernandez, being hooded by her mother, Martha Forneris. Christian Alexander Ferrer. Jeremy E. Solorzano, hooded by Janelle Vega. Mark Alexander Rappaport. Jessica M. Bedrin, magna cum laude. Camilo Valencia, cum laude. Jennifer Torres, cum laude. Jessica Garcia. Janitza P. Steele. Saltanat Tabeldieva, cum laude. Bianca Barbara Canet. Stephen T. Koch. Maria Lourdes Ascension, being hooded by her husband Ivan Ascension, class of 2016, and father-in-law Juan Saez of the charter class. Eugenio Perez. Sarah Marquis. Alberto Alexander Torres. Evelyn Reyes, magna cum laude. Carolina Maria Perez. Indira Marin, cum laude. William Johnson. Jocelyn Garcia. Olinda Dio-Chand. Claudia Capitasuner, magna cum laude. Dania L. Sancho. Nicole A. Soto, cum laude. Leslie Martinez Artsy, cum laude. Bernadette Christine Guerrera, magna cum laude. Rodrigo Marcadones de Castro Palacio. Leon? Suzanne Leon. Okay. Williams Mesa, being hooded by his sister, Annalene Mesa, class of 2003. Marcy? Marcel. She's going the wrong way. Herbu Rembolt Marceau. Marina Gabriela Gonzalez. Roxana Gonzalez. Christina Julia Bianchi, cum laude. Dakitha Chauncey Haynes. Carolina Michelle Palacios. Nicholas J. Zaire. Carmela Ana Cavo. Okay. Veronique Mail Branch. Johannia Teresa Santana, cum laude. Javier R. Castro. Rolando Gabriel Pumariega. Jana O. Mateo, magna cum laude. Joshua Diegues. Camilo Guzman, cum laude. Jorge Patrick de la Hoz, cum laude, being hooded by his mother, Lillian Arango. Jose Francisco Rojairi, cum laude. Christian Nicole Schlotzhauer. Amal Uthman. Adi. Heidi Gonzalez. Jacqueline Alexis Zakowitz. Roulette Barbara Rivera. George Victor Deonia. Austin Joseph Jones. Michael Yiannopoulos. Deandra Fabra. Gabriel Hawa. Christopher Herrera. Sebastian Benavides. Megan Elizabeth Josephine Sanchez. Michael N. Bress. Matthew Dominic Unzicker. Michael Angelo Bellatoni. Renzo Iparagire, cum laude. David Cruz. Belkis Izquierdo. Ozizi. Manuch Ozizi, cum laude. Is it Brew? Juan Philippe Brew. Hugo L. Garcia, cum laude. Christopher Arthur Luke, Jr. Charles Arthur Luke, Jr. Alexander Ray Brooks. Kevin C. Bryant. Sivan Anna Gallon. Andrea Aruth. Sandra Zamora. Jenny Marguerite LeConte. Elizabeth Lynn Joseph. Fatima Conde Abreu. Karina Ramos Miralda. Alexis Christina Gerard. Sylvia Ware. Nicole Varela, cum laude. Maria del Carmen Suarez, cum laude. Rowan McDonald. Carlos M. Lido. Emily Elise Foster, magna cum laude. Evelyn R. McClay, summa cum laude. Marlon S. Muller. Jesse Young. Angel Leva. Jenny Giovanni Galeas. Kristen Ellen Ney. Danny D. Telsey Lewis. Samantha Fania Collier. Vecina Paulina. Shala Khan Martinez. Cassie Zabalo. Tiffany Michelle Fernandez. Michael C. Jones, cum laude, JD, MBA in International Business. Carl C. Gonzalez, cum laude. Regis. Leighton M. Regis. Roney, right? Samuel R. Roney, cum laude. Adorable. It's Jorge Luis Jordan. How you doing, son? Samuel Joseph Spina, JD, MBA in Sports Administration. Tanner Lakey, cum laude, JD, MBA in Sports Administration. Eric Matthew Rubenstein, magna cum laude. Max Justin Pomerantz, JD, MBA in International Business, being hooded by his mother, Lisa Pomerantz, and father, Mark Pomerantz. Wait till they get Jason Sean Ross, cum laude. Danielle Deanne Schwabi. Guerrero. Loretta Guevara, cum laude. Javiera Sundar. That's easy. Christina Candace Scott. David Anthony Batista. Alexandra Daniela Valdez. Elsie Marielle Gallardo, cum laude. Cuervo. Lady Natalia Cuervo, cum laude. Izquierdo. Arnulfo A. Izquierdo. That's it, right? That's it?
Recommend the candidates to you. Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree, the Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights, and the Doctorate of Law in Intercultural Human Rights, please stand up? Monsignor Casal, the faculty of St. Thomas University School of Law recommends these candidates for the Juris Doctor degree and the LLM and JSD in Intercultural Human Rights.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of St. Thomas University and the state of Florida, I hereby declare you to be graduates of St. Thomas University School of Law. Congratulations.
I now call to the podium the chair of the Law School Board of Advisors, Daniel Dolan, who is also a St. Thomas University School of Law alumnus, who will read the Pledge of Loyalty. Daniel?
I ask all my fellow graduates to stay standing and recite together the Pledge of Loyalty found in your program. With a solemn sense of my responsibility, with me, I pledge myself to hold my degree as a sacred trust, an emblem of my obligation to serve, to hold it with untarnished honor to myself, in generous loyalty to St. Thomas University, and with fidelity to God, my country, and my fellows. Please join me in singing the St. Thomas Alma Mater, led by Maria Ascension. The words of the alma mater can also be found in your program. Congratulations.
St. Thomas, now we sing our song of gladness to be a part of your great honor name. Hear
I would like to thank all of you for sharing in this very special moment in the lives of our graduates. I invite you to join us at the law school for a reception immediately following this event. Following the benediction, please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have left the commencement area. I now invite the Reverend Monsignor Terrence Hogan, Vice President for Mission and Dean of the School of Theology and Ministry, to come to the podium and deliver the benediction.
Please stand for the prayer. O God, creator of the heavens and the earth, you have blessed our great St. Thomas community today with many gifts. The joy of graduates surrounded by family and friends, the happiness of work completed, and the courage that gives strength for the days and even years ahead. O Lord, we do not know where the winding road of life may lead us, but we are sure in the knowledge that wherever we may go, in whatever paths we may choose, you, O God, are with us. You, O God, will be with us. And you, O God, never forget us, for you are our Creator, our Shepherd, and our Guide. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his light shine upon you, be gracious to you, and give you his peace. From the rising of the sun to its setting, may the name of the Lord be blessed. Bendigamos al Señor. Shalom. Amen.